A papal enigma whispers in the Vatican night. The heart of the Catholic Church, the Vatican City, stood silent. Under a moonless sky, a secret unfolded. Whispers echoed through the ancient corridors, a clandestine gathering of cardinals cloaked in secrecy. At its heart, an event that would shake the foundations of the Church. A new pope had been chosen. The world remained oblivious, none the wiser to the seismic shift within the Church's hierarchy. The news, when it finally broke, would send shockwaves across the globe. For the first time in centuries, a new pontiff reigned, elected not through the traditional conclave, but a secret ceremony shrouded in mystery. The weight of this decision, made under the cloak of darkness, was immense. It signaled a departure from centuries-old tradition, a radical shift in the balance of power. The very foundations of the Church seemed to tremble, the future uncertain. The weight of the fisherman's ring, a Filipino shoulders the mantle. The world awoke to a stunning revelation. The news spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of millions. The Catholic Church, a beacon of tradition, had embraced a radical change, a change that many thought impossible. Gone were the familiar pronouncements, the time-honored rituals. The air was thick with anticipation and uncertainty. In their place, a hush fell over the faithful, a collective breath held in suspense. The weight of the papacy now rested on the shoulders of a Filipino cardinal, a man whose journey had been anything but ordinary. The new pope, a man of humble origins, now carried the hopes and anxieties of over 1 billion souls. His story resonated with many. His election, a testament to the Church's global reach, marked a new chapter in its long and storied history. A chapter that promised inclusivity and change. No longer was the papacy the exclusive domain of the European continent. It was now a truly global institution. The selection of a Filipino pope was a powerful symbol of the Church's evolving identity, an identity that embraced diversity. It spoke to the growing influence of the global South, the vibrant faith of its people, a faith that was alive and dynamic. This was a papacy for a new millennium, a Church ready to confront the challenges of a rapidly changing world, a world that looked to the future with hope and determination. Beyond the Tiber, a global Church embraces a new shepherd. News of the new pope rippled across continents, igniting celebrations from Manila to Mexico City. The faithful, their faces alight with joy and disbelief, poured into churches and cathedrals. A Filipino pope. The very notion seemed impossible, yet here was the undeniable truth. The impact was immediate and profound. The Church, often perceived as Eurocentric, had embraced its universality. The selection of a pope from Asia signaled a dramatic shift in perspective, a recognition of the global nature of the Catholic faith. This was not just a victory for Filipinos, but for all marginalized communities who saw in this appointment a reflection of their own aspirations. The Catholic Church, for so long associated with power and privilege, had opened its doors to the peripheries. A legacy forged in humility. Cardinal Tagle's Ascent. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, a man known for his humility and compassion, had become the unlikely leader of the Catholic Church. His gentle demeanor and approachable nature endeared him to many, making him a beloved figure not just in the Philippines but around the world. His journey from the bustling streets of Manila to the hallowed halls of the Vatican was a testament to his unwavering faith and dedication to the poor. He never forgot his roots, always carrying with him the lessons learned from his humble beginnings. Tagle's rise through the ranks of the Church hierarchy was meteoric. His rapid ascent was fueled by his deep understanding of theology and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. His intellect was matched only by his empathy, his theological brilliance tempered by a deep and abiding love for the marginalized. He was a scholar and a shepherd, guiding his flock with wisdom and compassion. He spoke truth to power, challenging the Church to confront its own failings. His voice was a beacon of hope, calling for reform and renewal within the institution. His appointment as Archbishop of Manila thrust him onto the global stage. It was a role that came with immense responsibility, but one that he embraced with grace and determination. His sermons, broadcast across the Philippines, resonated with millions. They were messages of hope, love and faith, touching the hearts of people from all walks of life. He spoke of social justice, of the need for compassion and understanding in a world riven by conflict. His words were a call to action, urging people to stand up for what is right and just. He was a voice for the voiceless, a champion of the poor. His legacy is one of love, compassion, and unwavering faith, inspiring countless others to follow in his footsteps. Shadows in the Vatican, whispers of discord and dissent. The secrecy surrounding the papal selection process fueled speculation. Whispers of backroom deals and power struggles within the Vatican echoed through the media. Had the conclave been forced? Was this a silent coup orchestrated by factions within the Church? The lack of transparency only served to deepen the mystery. Conspiracy theories abounded, each more outlandish than the last. The Vatican remained tight-lipped, refusing to comment on the rumors swirling around the new pontiff. Some saw this secrecy as a sign of weakness, a desperate attempt to cling to power. Others viewed it as a necessary evil, a way to protect the Church from internal strife. Whatever the truth, one thing was certain: the Vatican was in turmoil. The walls have ears, speculation and intrigue in the Holy City. Rome, the eternal city, buzzed with intrigue. Journalists, their notebooks filled with unanswered questions, descended upon the Vatican, eager to uncover the truth behind the secret papal coronation. Every word, every gesture was scrutinized for clues. Theories abounded, some more credible than others. Had Pope Francis been forced to resign? Was this a power grab by conservative elements within the Church, threatened by the new Pope's progressive views? The Vatican remained silent, fueling the speculation. The world watched and waited, captivated by the unfolding drama. The Catholic Church, once a symbol of stability and tradition, was now at the center of a global mystery. The stakes were high, the implications far-reaching. A global chorus reactions to the new papacy. The world reacted to the news of the Filipino Pope with a mixture of astonishment, hope, and skepticism. From the halls of power to the humblest villages, the news sparked debate and discussion. The Catholic Church, a global institution, had once again captured the world's attention. World leaders offered their congratulations, cautiously optimistic about the new pontiff. Some saw in him a potential ally, a voice for peace and justice on the world stage. Others remained wary, uncertain of his stance on key issues. Within the Church itself, reactions were mixed. Liberal Catholics celebrated his appointment as a sign of progress, a victory for inclusivity. Conservatives expressed reservations, concerned about his perceived progressive views on social issues. A Filipino heart, a universal message, hope for the future. Despite the controversy, one thing was clear. The new Pope's message of love, compassion, and social justice resonated deeply with people around the world. His Filipino heritage, far from being a liability, became a source of strength, a symbol of hope for the marginalized. His humility, his genuine concern for the poor and the oppressed, transcended cultural and linguistic barriers. He spoke of a church that welcomed all, a church that stood in solidarity with the suffering. His message was simple, yet profound. Love one another as I have loved you. In a world riven by conflict and division, the new Pope's message of unity and reconciliation offered a glimmer of hope. His papacy, shrouded in mystery and intrigue, held the promise of a new era for the Catholic Church, an era of dialogue, understanding, and compassion, at the crossroads of faith, charting the course of the Catholic Church. This chapter delves into a transformative period in the Church's history, marked by significant events and pivotal decisions. The election of a Filipino Pope marked a pivotal moment in the history of the Catholic Church. It was a moment that resonated deeply with millions of Catholics around the world, especially in the global South. It signaled a shift in the balance of power, a recognition of the growing importance of the global South. This shift was not just symbolic, but also practical, reflecting the changing demographics of the global Catholic population. But it also raised profound questions about the future direction of the Church. Would the new leadership embrace progressive reforms or adhere to traditional doctrines? Would this new papacy usher in an era of radical reform, as some hoped? The anticipation was palpable, with many looking for signs of change. Or would it simply be a continuation of the status quo? Only time would tell. The world watched closely, eager to see how the new Pope would navigate these turbulent waters. One thing was certain: the eyes of the world were now fixed on Rome, watching and waiting to see what the future held. The media coverage was intense, with every move of the Pope scrutinized. The new Pope, faced with a daunting array of challenges, stood at a crossroads. His decisions would shape the future of the Church in ways that were both profound and unpredictable. The decisions he made, the path he chose, would have far-reaching consequences, not only for the Catholic Church, but for the world. His leadership would be tested on multiple fronts, from internal reforms to global diplomacy. The weight of history rested on his shoulders. As he walked through the Vatican gardens, the enormity of his role was ever present, a reminder of the legacy he was about to forge. Please subscribe to our Channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.